Hi, I'm back with another YouTube Pagan Challenge video, but this one's a little special. One of the topics for the month of April is what other religions influence you, what other, or which other ones do you find interesting, I think is the question. And I had someone ask me a question on Instagram, of all places, asking me a question that's so related to this. So I think I'm going to roll these two into one. So here's the answer to the question, which was, since I do consider myself a Jew, do I find that there's a pressure to find a partner who is Jewish in order to pass on that heritage to future generations? Oh, it's raining. Let's get up and go under a tree or something here. So yeah, if you haven't seen some of the previous videos where I've talked about this, I was raised Jewish, and I still consider myself to have that heritage. And I think it's important as a pagan, as a practicing Wiccan, that I keep with the tradition of honoring one's ancestors in a way that's they might actually find to be honorable. So, what does that mean for me? It mostly means that I still participate in Hanukkah and Passover, though the actual practice of Judaism is certainly lapsed. I don't strictly adhere to any particular Jewish teachings or anything like that. Certainly don't keep kosher. And the question that I got asked really threw me off guard. I didn't really know what to say. I hadn't thought about it directly, although I guess I have been thinking about it. It's such a tough question, and I think the answer is yes. There is a part of me, maybe not a big part, but it's certainly there, that does feel some pressure in that. I was talking about it the other night with my father, and he was saying that my mother, who is Jewish, she didn't, and my father is not, by the way, that she definitely wasn't terribly religious. She identified as Jewish, but she wasn't religious. She wasn't involved in the Jewish community until she had me and my brother, in which case she got into it. And I would hate for my kids not to experience Hanukkah or Passover, and not to know what that lineage is for them and where they come from in that respect. Does that mean that my future partners have to be Jewish? No, I've never looked into that. This is all hypothetical, hopefully kids are ways off yet. But I've never looked for a Jewish partner. That doesn't matter to me. It kind of bothers me that I recognize now that there is this part of me that feels, I don't know, it's almost a little guilty about the idea of excluding possible future hypothetical kids from that. My brother is not religious at all. If you asked him if he's Jewish, he would say no, even though it's a little bit more complicated, perhaps, than that. He's certainly not a practicing Jew. But the way that it works is it gets passed down matrilineally. I think that's how you say that. So, my mother was Jewish, therefore I'm Jewish, kind of whether I want it or not. But I did decide to have my bar mitzvah, and that was really important to me at that point in my life. And yeah, it's weird. So I, as a gay man, I don't know how that would work, even if I did find a partner who was Jewish. I haven't got a clue. Hopefully you guys aren't being drowned out by the plane going overhead and all the rain that's coming down now. It was nice when I started filming, I swear. It's so weird. I don't know. That is hail. That's legitimately hail. All right, so we're having a stormy Pagan YouTube challenge video today. All right, bring it on. I gotta go back and catch a bus. So we're gonna keep talking while I do that. Gotta retrace my steps here. What was I talking about? Oh my gosh, here, let's put on some hoods here. All right, that's a little bit better. I've completely gotten off track here. It seems to be dying out a little bit. Let's keep going with this. Oh, I was talking about kids. Yeah, I don't like that I have this part of me that says that. I struggle with the idea of raising kids in in a specific religion. I mean, I was raised Jewish, and I don't have any sort of negative feelings about that whatsoever. I quite like the fact that I got that chance. But when I started branching away from that and exploring Wicca and paganism, my mother was fine with that, and she always said that she wanted me to sort of choose for myself. But there are some things that have clearly gotten mixed in with that. It's a very bizarre thing to think about. This that there is it goes against the grain of what most of my being thinks. Most of me thinks that no, I shouldn't have this feeling. I shouldn't feel this pressure. Let's go through here. But I do feel it. And it's something that I'm going to have to face and deal with. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think these are questions that we have to ask in order to learn more about ourselves as spiritual beings and as potential parents. Yeah, I don't know what more to say on that subject. It was just the question was so interesting, and it really made me think. And I've still got some more thinking to do. So this is just sort of where my head's at right now, where some of those thoughts come from at the moment. And who knows, it's probably going to change as I give it some more thought. Luckily, it's all hypothetical, and I don't need to be making any decisions right away. So thank you so much for the question. I loved that insightful question. Hopefully that answered some stuff, or if not, it got you thinking. All right, that's all for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stopped raining. Nice.